Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all for being here with me today and checking out this content. Today, I want to talk about, oh yeah, don't forget to hit the notification bell, the like button, the share button also. Today, I want to talk about Black voters. You know, why should we trust any of these Black politicians who turn their nose up at us? You know, most of them turn their nose up at us. This space in particular, I actually want to talk about these Black male politicians. We know all Black politicians in general, even the females, they all snub foundational Black American issues and just us as in general as a people. But is it something to these Black male politicians not having any facial hair? I just thought that was like weird, because even when I was younger, right, I remember this this old head used to always tell me, never trust a Black man without no facial hair. And it never really dawned on me till like not too long ago that, like, yo, 90% of these Black politicians have no facial hair whatsoever. And then, like, the way they treated, I just thought that was funny that I was told that when I was younger, and then now as I'm looking at these Black politicians who finesse us all the time, like, they literally have no facial hair. So I'm gonna play a video for y'all that was on Twitter, and I actually want to play something from Kanye West that I didn't play in my previous video that I did about his interview with Tucker Carlson and how he spoke on you know, the Black Black people, Black voters not getting anything for their vote. And he actually brought up Dr. Claude Anderson, which I appreciate. And again, I give credit where credit's due. You know, we got to critique our people when it's time to critique our people, but we definitely got to give credit where credit's due. And I definitely want to do that right now. So I'm gonna play our brother Marcel Dixon. Shout out to Marcel Dixon. You know, that's funny too, right? Because Marcel Dixon don't have no facial hair, but that's our brother. But he's the only one fighting for the cause. But yeah. So I'm gonna play this thing for Marcel Dixon. He actually ran up on Raphael Warnock in Savannah, and I want y'all to see this and how Black issues get ignored, which is the benign neglect policy that Democrats and Republicans actually use on us. So I wanna show y'all that. Here we go.
What about reparations? You mentioned essential workers. Virginians of American slaves, we are the original essential workers, but we never got paid. We have reparations for Native Americans, Japanese Americans that were interned, Holocaust survivors. What about reparations for your people? You don't talk about it. What are you going to do for us specifically, Lydia Bay? When are we going to that? Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
He said, when we going to chat, because he basically wrote him off. Now, there's another video of part 2, right, where he's speaking to a
I'm about to meet Senator Warnock, y'all, so let's see.
Just do it.
So everything that my TV is all about
It just calls. Translate that anger and compassion.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Graduated from high school here in the whole state. Back after graduating from college. Reinvigorated, bringing my city together.
Excuse me, can I slide in right now?
Oh yeah, thank you. No, you good. No, you know. No, I think you.
You know that?
You know what I mean?
It's all right.
So advising folks on the risk of breast or ovarian cancer based on family, prostate, stomach cancer, all that good stuff. I just finished an internship at Candler down on Reynolds Street.
Candler. Oh, Candler. I was born there.
Candler Hospital.
Yeah.
And so I just finished that, and I'm gonna apply to grad school
Greg
again this
Marcel
December.
Dixon.
And
I'm a Dixon.
this will be my third time applying, and I'm really hoping and praying to get it.
Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Senator Warnock. How are you? Very good. I want to ask you about reparations. Listen, for lineage, she just got to talk to him, so the white lady just got to talk to him. I can't talk to him. So the white lady just got to talk, but we can ask about reparations. I hope y'all see this. I hope y'all see how they treat us. They want the black vote, but don't want to do black policies. I'll remember this, and I'm gonna make sure everybody knows about it. Excuse me. You can talk about anything. You can talk about anything besides things to help black Americans. Then they want to push you out. They think that they can go and survive off the boomer vote, but they can't.
See, now, I say this. This is why I love the era that we live in right now, because we get stuff in real time. I was just talking about this the other day. We get stuff in real time. So see how he played that, and he was able to upload it in real time so that we can see that he's full of ish. You see what I'm saying? So like, these black politicians don't care about us. He literally just sat there and listened to everything the white lady said, but you didn't have time to speak to a brother who's speaking on reparations, something that's owed, a debt owed to us by the federal government and local and state government too. At the end of the day, just the government in general, y'all owe reparations. So why do they ignore us? He ignored them twice. He said, I'll chat with you later. Now, this is the later. You got a chance to chat with him to speak on issues because you want the black vote, but you don't want to talk to us, and you don't really want to address our issues. And when you do address our issues, it's something vague and it's something crazy. Like I was listening to Dr. Oh my God, I forgot his name, but he was on the Dewan B show, and he was like, he asked, he was in Maryland and asked the guy Wes Moore about what are you planning on doing for black people? And he said, pass the gay marriage, the rights for gay marriage, and he said pass decriminalize weed. And he said it was 3,000 people in there, majority black people, and they were all like applauding to that. But he's like, yo, what the hell does that have to do with advancing black people? Sorry. He said, what does that have to do with economics and the advancement of black people? You know what I mean? Getting jobs and the equity, right? And he was like, yeah, all black people aren't gay, right? Of course, right? All black people don't smoke weed. So you decriminalizing marijuana, how does that specifically help the black community? That's why I said, as much as, I've been to prison several times, right? So when they talk about reparations and they talk about justice reform or prison reform, I'm like, nigga, nah, I don't want that part of reparations, even though I would personally benefit from it. But yo, at the end of the day, nigga, majority of the black people don't be going to jail. Majority of black people don't go to jail. It's like less than 1% of us that go to prison, right? I just happen to fall in that less than 1%. But like, I don't want that part of reparations because everybody's not going to benefit from it. Nobody in my family, especially on my dad's side, nobody in my family would benefit from that because I'm the only person who ever been to prison, right? Now, on my mom's side of the family, that's a whole different story. But again, that would be selfish of me to be like, I remember telling my dad, like, yo, they be trying to put, I was telling my mom and my dad, like, yo, they be trying to put education, they be trying to use education as a form of reparation. My mom like, I don't want no education. You feel me? I done got what I got. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, you try to do things that's not going to benefit the whole community. cash will benefit every single person in the community. Land uh will help every single person in the community. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, we not on this selfish individualism stuff that where when it only helps a few of us, you get what I'm saying? That's what we want. Let me play this clip from Kanye, because again, I also said I want to before I play the clip from Kanye, I want to play Eric Adams real quick, real quick.
Order will formally issuing an executive.
Hold on, family. Hold on. I gotta get it down to zero. So hard to get it to zero.
I am declaring a state of emergency in the city of New York and issuing an executive order. This executive order will formally direct all relevant agencies to coordinate their efforts to construct the humanitarian relief centers, while also suspending certain land use requirements to expedite this process. New York City has already done more than nearly any other city to support this influx of asylum seekers. And we cannot deprive longtime New Yorkers of support and services, even as we address the needs of these new arrivals. It's not sustainable, and it is not right. We need help, and we need it now. So today, we're issuing a clear message. The time for aid to New York is now. We need help from the federal government, help from the state of New York. New York City is doing our part, and now others must step up and join us. From our federal partners, we need legislation that will allow these asylum seekers to legally work now, not in 6 months. And we need a realistic decompression strategy at the border that will slow the outflow of asylum seekers. We need a coordinated effort to move asylum seekers to other cities in this country to ensure everyone is doing their part. And Congress must pass emergency financial relief for our city and others. Finally, we need a bipartisan effort to deliver long-awaited immigration reform so we can offer people a safe and legal path to the American dream. We need to help here at home, also from our New York State lawmakers.
Now, see what I'm saying? These people know, again, that immigration hurts Black people. So now you want to seek asylum for them. You have all these homeless Black people. We are the #1 homeless group, right? So over 50% of the homeless is Black Americans, FBA. So you want to seek asylum for illegal immigrants, have them working. Again, the Center of Immigration Studies has, as I have in plenty of my videos, right, shows that disproportionately hurts foundational Black Americans. And you have all these Black politicians who literally push immigration, push immigration, push immigration. So if the Immigration Center of Studies, or the Center of Immigration Studies, have did thorough and research and shows that it affects us the most, why are these politicians so gun-ho on this issue, on immigration? Giving these people a place to stay, giving these people funding. Now I need federal government, but the moment we ask you guys for anything, you want to shun us off. You don't want it, but you want our vote, right? And then you have people like Roland Martin and all these other bootlicks who sit here and try to shame us and use shaming tactics for us to vote to get absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You see what I'm saying, family? We have to stop falling for the trick bag. And that's why I'm glad Marcel had literally, walked up to him, asked him, he shunned him off just the same way Stacey Abrams did the other brother. That's in one of my other videos where Stacey Abrams walked away, hurried up and walked into Chick-fil-A with her big chunky ass, walked up in there to get some food. When the brother asked her about reparations, she said no and spun off. Right? So at the end of the day, man, we just have to like say F the political process, man. It has to be F the political process, and it has to be, we have to stick together and fight for uh 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 sending these immigrants back. Y'all can't come here. And this is why, again, when people were talking about Trump and closing the border and things like that, black people were, this is how so confused we are. We were actually mad at Trump for trying to close the border. And meanwhile, excuse me, that immigration study that shows that black Americans, specifically black males, hurt from immigration, that video that I play, that's literally from 2016 when Obama was in office. So more immigrants done came in, so it done got worse. So Obama, so Trump comes in next. Trump comes in next and tries to close the borders. People said he was racist. I'm not saying that he's not racist. You feel me? He definitely a bigot, right? But this ain't about feel-good story. This is about whose policies benefit you the most. It's never the Democratic policies, right? So again, we have to get off that emotional voting. We have to withhold our vote until they feel it. That's what another reason I just put up the other day, that they are allowing illegal immigrants to now vote, right? They're allowing them to vote. They passed the law for them to vote. They have a super influx of them coming in. And this is because they know the black people aren't playing the voting game anymore. They literally are letting these people vote because they know we like, bro, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not voting no more. You ain't doing anything for me. So this is why they need a influx of immigrants so they can wash us out, right? They bring the immigrants in. That's why Eric Adams just asked, can they work now and not in 6 months? You need them to work now. Meanwhile, black people have the highest unemployment rate, right? Not because we don't want to work. I don't want to hear that, right? That is a cop-out excuse to say why so many black people aren't working, right? And the Center of Immigration Studies showed that, right? That immigration is specifically affecting our wages and our labor, right? So let me give Kanye his little props, and for not, I want to show him his respect, because he
said to me is
he again, no tangibles, no vote. He's basically saying we shouldn't vote Republican either, right? It wasn't just like this Democratic talk. So again, I do have to give him his props and give respect where respect is due. So I'm gonna play his video.
After that. And one of the things he said to me is, Kanye, you're my friend. When you came to the White House, my black approval rating went up 40%. And for politicians, all black people are worth is an approval rating. The Democrats feel that they don't owe us anything, and Republicans feel that they don't owe us anything. Blacks have never demanded something for our vote. And that's something I talked to Ice Cube about. What are we asking for? How do we change our life? If all of our organizations and all of our colleges and even our title as Black was made by white people, all of our jobs, and Black Wall Street, Harlem after gentrification, there's never been a fully Black-owned community where we have all the municipalities, things that Dr. Claude Anderson talks about. We need that.
So again, he brought up the God, you know what I mean? He brought up the OG, the triple OG, Dr. Claude Anderson. So again, he said what he said. I still don't like the the Candace Owens thing, right? Because this is the thing. This is warfare, right? And in war, you can't play both sides, right? Um, Candace Owens is a known coon, right? I said this earlier. She's a known coon who undermines the black community for her own personal gain, right? So I don't really agree with that. I'm not saying that we have to throw all black people away, but again, she's a tether, right? She's one of those black immigrants that come over here that undermined us, right? Only reason you over here because what foundational black Americans did for you, sacrificed their life, their freedom and things like that to get these laws passed for you guys to come over here. And then when you come over here, you snub your nose and then you talk about all this black on black crime and you start running with Republicans and start talking all these white supremacist talking points. So it's like, you're the enemy to me, right? And when you're the enemy, I really don't want to work with my enemy to an extent unless it benefits me. Now, I don't see how working with her in that capacity, because and when I mean work, I mean like, bro, that shit is giving me tangibles to help my people. Like you joining with Candace Owens with a White Lives Matter T-shirt doesn't benefit the community, right? So at the end of the day, that's why I was like, I didn't agree with that. And for whatever reason, you turned around and said is the reason you did it. You was being smart or whatever it was. I didn't agree with joining with Candace to do that or whatever. Things is what it is. I know y'all do things for just shock value nowadays. People do things for shock value, but again, I do got to give you your props for that part because I didn't see that part when I played the video earlier. If you look at the Kanye West video I put up earlier today with him and Diddy, uh, I played that and it didn't show that part again, and that was Fox News YouTube channel, right? Fox News YouTube channel didn't play that part. They made sure that they took that part out. Again, propaganda. Um, it's just funny, man. We definitely have to start moving different as a community. We have to start doing for one another, and it just goes to show you, man, that at some point, black people are going to have to step outside the political arena, do for self, right? Which is a good thing, right? That's a good thing that we will have to do for self. I mean, we still want to press them for what we need, but we also, again, just like the brother said from the Dewan B show, um, we gotta hurt them financially, right? So if we can stop spending money with them particularly, right, with the dominant white society particularly, because they have all the all the resources. You're not gonna be able to stop all your dollars from going to them. That's just impossible, right? Because they own 99% of the resources. So that's almost impossible. But for the most part, you can hurt a lot of businesses because a lot of businesses rely on foundational Black Americans to you know keep they machine running and keep them dollars coming in their pocket. So at some point we have to get on this, pushing for reparations together. We have to hold our dollar and keep it within our community. And we have to build a sense of love and pride with one another, dog. Like we don't really rock with each other, and we're starting to get a lot of us is starting to get on code. But again, that's what brother Marcel was saying about the whole boomers. Like they can't rely on the boomers anymore, right? That's that era of my mom and dad's era, and the ones a little bit older than them because my parents is a little bit old. Um, that era is dying off. The era that just sit back and wants to die peacefully, right? They don't want to buck the system. They don't, to an extent it's selfish, right? Yes, I that is very selfish to an extent because you sat back, the next generation behind you suffered because you didn't want to do no fighting, right? So now we stuck with the fighting, which again, while we're doing this, is so that when we get their age, the fighting is over, right? And our kids don't have to fight. So, you know, they didn't want to buck, and now they just want to go out on retirement and live a peaceful life without, without being able to pass down their kids anything and things like that. Because you want to have some black people that can do that, but majority of the black people aren't passing down any wealth, right? You aren't passing down any land, money, or anything like that. So, a lot of us don't have any life insurance. So when you do die, the generation behind you, your kids and relatives is stuck with your bill. Um, that's just how it goes, and we just have to change that in the community. We have to get a sense of love for one another and support for one another. Especially people that's on code, like people that's off code, because this is why I don't support all black businesses, right? Because all black businesses don't fight for the people, right? They'll go around and go spend their money, literally the money that you spent with them, they'll go spend it with somebody else. So that's another reason I don't support all black businesses, because they don't support black people and they're not pro black, right? They don't move pro black. So if you're not moving in a pro black sense, I'm not supporting your business, right? I would never buy from you for the simple fact that you not going to buy off somebody else once I buy off, right? So at the end of the day, we have to take that into consideration as well. Get the off code people out the way. You know, we got to let them die off, or you know, run themselves in the dirt, whatever that looks like, right? But we can't support them either. So, you know, uh, family, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, hit the notification bell, so you can be notified when I post a video. Again, I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the channel. I appreciate everybody that's watching the videos. The numbers are starting to go up. It's hard for black content creators, and I appreciate the love, because we almost at 400 subscribers. It took me literally a year to get to 100, and then once I got to 100, it kind of started going up a little bit faster. But YouTube play with the numbers, right? And you know, some of the videos do good, some of them don't. But I know people are watching. I know that they have to suppress my content because I speak on positivity, and that's another thing again, right? So we have to support the people that's pushing the positive message, because you got a lot of people out here that just want to push negativity. And again, my channel is, I try to move a little bit different, right? I'm not going to always speak. It's always going to be black now. Everything I speak on is always going to be black, but it's not going to always be politics. It's not going to always be I speak on some rap stuff again, because the younger generation loves that. But again, I try to bring a message to when I speak on the rap game, because that's very influential on our people, especially our young generation. But you have to, again, as I'm getting older, I know that I have to try to relate to the younger generation to get their attention, right? So again, this is something that the elders, the boomer generation and the elders um failed with. Some of them, not all of them now, but majority of them failed to, relate to the younger generation, and, get that bond with them to be able to build and for them to listen, right? Because, you know, back when I was younger, it was a lot of condemning, right? They used to condemn us so much. And it was just like I used to always say to my friend, like, yo, bro, when I was growing up and I was around, I was in church at the time. I don't really do the religion thing at all no more. But at the time I used to be like, yo, man, it was just like so many people that was builders, electricians, you had people that can mechanics. I just had so many people around me, older people, and like again, we was in the sports, right? And that's one thing, but like, yo, they never took the time out, to show us anything outside of that. You had people with flourishing businesses, right? You never took the time out to show us any of that, right? You it would just be a lot of condemning. You doing this, you doing that, you doing that, but you ain't showing me anything else, right? Again, this is why I like to talk about stocks on here. You know, real estate when I can, tax liens, tax deeds, which is, you know, real estate, credit. You know, you can go back and watch some of my older videos, and I try to do a plethora of things because, again, and I do this on my social media platforms. I talk about cryptocurrency, things like that, because I don't want to be just a one trick pony. I want to be able to give information that I know, you know, to the people so that they can, you know, because I don't have a big voice, right? But again, we can do what we want. We can do what we have to do to get the message out there. And again, because everybody's not being reached. Everybody I know don't know the people that I watch and I get the information from, right? Some people, you know, and it's again, this is another reason I constantly do this, right? Because um I always get somebody at some point to be like, yo, keep doing what you doing, yo. Like I ain't never know that. Or yo, that was some good information. Or just be like, yo, what kind of how you do that stock thing? This, that, and the third. So again, right? And I'm just little old me, right? So again, we all can reach somebody, we all can help somebody, and that's, you know, and that's really what I'm in this for, because, you know, it feels good for people to, you know, thank you and give you your props, or, you know what I mean, when you're trying, even sometimes when it feels like you ain't getting to anybody, right? You're always getting to people, even people that don't tell you you get into them. You could just tell by the things that they're doing different, that you know that they picked up from you, right? And it's all good. I don't, you know, I'm not in this for the pat on the back, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, but that always does feel good. Now let's be honest, right? Um, that's another thing about our culture. Again, me and my friend had this same conversation. Like, yo, you know, we don't like to give props to other people because it seems like D-riding, right? You know what I'm talking about, the eggplant emoji. It's like you D-riding, or, you know what I mean, I don't know, it's just that's the era that we live in. Like, if I give you props, um somehow that's going to take away from me, right? So, you know, we have to get out of that, and, you know, give people their flowers while they're here. Again, happy birthday to Dr. I said doctor. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Um, I gotta get on here because I gotta give the OG the shout out. Um, Nilly Fuller. I ain't even gotta do that. Nilly Fuller. Shout out to Nilly Fuller. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, beloved. He's 93 years old. You know, keep pressing on, and we appreciate all that you've done for the community. Again, you're probably not gonna hear this, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm thankful for the things that you've done, all the great work you put in. And again, that's how we gotta do, man. We gotta give our elders and our people that, you know, we have to give them their flowers, man. We gotta give them their props. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, especially to their face. Like, of course, I'm probably not going to see the, you know, the elder, but, you know, we have to start doing that, man. That's so encouraging to people, by giving them or bigging them up when they're always doing something. I always say, man, don't critique me if you're never going to give me credit for anything good that I've done, right? Because a lot of people like to critique the things that you're doing wrong, but they'll never be like, yo, man, you know what I mean? Shout out to you, or whatever, whatever. You ain't gotta be a shout out, but like, yo, I like how you doing that. You know what I'm saying? I like how you wearing that, or whatever. Like, you don't say anything to me positive, but every time I do something, you have to critique it, right? And again, you know, I don't mind being critiqued at all, you know what I mean? Because I'm not perfect, right? And I do want sometimes to be critiqued so that I know things that I need to work on. But like, don't don't be one of them people that's just always showing me what I'm doing wrong, but you can't show me what I'm doing right. Because everything I'm doing is not wrong, right? So again, thank you, family, for being here with me today, man. I appreciate y'all time, taking your time out to watch the video, and, you know, drop a drop some jewels in the comments. And shout out to the brother, I don't even know his name, but yo, one of my other videos that I was speaking on reparations, man, he dropped one of them jewels about the 10 things of the of white supremacy and the tactics that they use. man, that joint was deep. And I appreciate you for dropping that comment. I wound up actually putting it on my Facebook. I actually put the comment on my Facebook, and I want to see if I can get to it so I can read it to y'all, bro. Because that joint was deep. I was like, damn, he killed that, yo. So he put a comment on here. Okay, so watch that. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Right. So it says, be mindful that the system of white supremacy racism is immorally clever and wickedly wise. This means he might have even got this from a book. I have no idea, but I just know that it was a dope comment. And it says, this means the people that benefit from the system of white supremacy racism were protected by any means necessary: character assassination, COINTELPRO, dirty tricks, etc. Beware of these top 10 techniques used to conceal the system of white supremacy. Denying, right? And with denying, it says totally ignore racism or simply asserting that racism does not exist. 2, deflecting, insisting that any inequality is based on class, culture, ethnicity, family values, anything but race, or using words like diversity or ethnicity when you're really talking about race, because any acknowledgement of race may be an admission that there's racism. Coding, using certain words, symbols, and images to invoke racial fears, but not explicitly mentioning race, so as not to appear racist. Words such as gang member, illegal alien, welfare queen, all frequently associated with images of people of color, are routinely and strategically inserted into policy debates. Political ads such as President Bush Sr.'s use of the Willie Horton ad to conjure up white fears of black men, or former Governor Pete Wilson's ads of undocumented immigrants, were racist tools used to win elections. Again, I always told y'all, undocumented immigrants means illegal immigrants, right? Number 4, confusing, cleverly appointing token black people to positions to act as spokesmen or leaders to promote a justified racist measure or deny that something is racist. That's exactly what I'm talking about right now. Again, Warnock, Obama, Cory Booker, to do Wes Moore, whatever his name is. These are people that they put as they token black people so that you are confused, to make it seem like, oh, this isn't racist. Look, we got black people pushing for immigration, right? So now it makes it seem like immigration is a good thing. 1 second, excuse me, family. Mouth is a little dry. Personalizing, blaming individuals instead of institutions for anything that may seem unequal or racist. Yep, that's how they do with that prison system thing. And again, family, I'm trying to tell you, I'm tearing this book up. I got to get back to it. I kind of fell back for like a couple of days of writing, but man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm bringing some heat with this book, because that's exactly one of the things that they use. It says exceptionalizing, acknowledging that there may be an extremist or bad apple responsible for racist acts, but never conceding that there is any institution accountability of systematic inequality. That's absolute facts, because that is definitely something that they do, and they try to make it seem like there is no institutional racism. Again, with the prison system, the banking system, the housing system, like you name it, there's always institutional racism in a way for them to block us from getting what we need. Scapegoating, holding people who are adversely affected by racism responsible for their own plight, blaming things on their pathological values and lifestyles, such as laziness, promiscuity, or lack of personal responsibility. Again, lifestyles, laziness, that whole lazy thing of, I just told you about that, the whole, oh, immigrants are taking jobs so black people don't want to work. No, that is absolutely not it. Y'all want to hire them over us because, and I always said this too, I have a lot of people that I grew up with that was in the streets, right? And I be telling people this all the time, right? I be telling the younger kids that I do see when I do be on the block, and I'm like, yo, bro, you might as well get a job. I'm not saying, and I'm not knocking you for doing what you're doing, right? But I would get a job as well because, bro, you're gonna wish that you had a job and you don't want to start working and getting, a job in your 30s or your 40s and things like that, and you're wasting your 20s away, out here in these streets just selling drugs. You might be getting money, but again, you're not going to be able to get certain things without, being accountable with it when it comes tax time and all these other things. When you got houses and cars and all this other stuff, and then you got to put everything in other people's name, and then people get funky on you when you try to get your life together. So, again, that scapegoating thing and the laziness part. Number 8, uh, mythologizing, um, which is appealing to the great American myths. Anyone who tries can succeed. Myth of mediocrity. Everyone slash everything is equal. Myth of the level of playing field or race irrelevant, colorblind myth, etc. Right? Again, trying to use the myth of you're just mediocrity. The whole playing field is equal, even though y'all get benefits that we don't get. Again, I told you the black and white gender divide. I mean the black woman, black male gender divide that they play, that they use against us, and so on and so forth. Number 9, decontextualizing, which is ignoring the context of racism so that things appear to be isolated incidents rather than part of a pattern or bigger picture. The evening television news is notorious for this, portraying, for example, a violent crime in black neighborhoods without any examination of the causes or context. Similarly, when white people uh, raise charges of so-called reverse racism, yes, they love that word, reverse racism. Now it's revenge racism too. Um, so-called reverse racism, it ignores history, white privilege, and the ongoing existence of a very uneven playing field. Lying. Simply asserting that racism doesn't exist. That's number 10. Lying. Simply asserting that racism doesn't exist, even when you know it does. It's easier to lie since telling the truth might mean having to admit responsibility. In fact, sometimes the bigger the lie, the more people believe it. So that was the comment the brother left in in my video. I thought that was a dope comment. Again, he probably got that from a book, or the person probably got that from a book. But I don't want to take anything away from you, brother, or your intelligence or anything like that. But regardless of where you got it from, I got it from you, and I posted it on my Facebook page. So I'm not knocking you if you got it from somebody else. But again, I appreciate you. Again, family, make sure you drop some comments in the comment section below. We're gonna be out of here. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and have a blessed day. I appreciate y'all. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, that share, that like button, that notification bell. We out of here, family.